Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to our book of Philemon and Rev 12:11 Life. This is the final one of the prison epistles that we're going to cover. But this book is so rich. And we left off with Paul pleading, writing this letter and pleading to Philemon to take back the slave that had run away from him and also stolen from him. And if you remember, we talked about how Paul said that Onesimus was once useless, but now he's very useful. And that's once he's come to faith in Jesus Christ, his purpose and usefulness has increased. So he's talking and telling Philemon these things. So what he goes on to say is, he says, I'm sending him back to you, sending my very heart. So what he's saying is, since he's adopted Onesimus as his son, and he's family now, so he's sending back a son. And he said, in order that he might serve me on your behalf during my imprisonment for the gospel. I preferred to do nothing without your consent, in order that your goodness might not be by compulsion, but of your own accord. So he's really not exerting any authority or anything like that on Philemon. He's saying, look, I know you're a brother in Christ, so I'm expecting you to follow suit as a brother in Christ. So he says, not by compulsion, but your own accord. For this perhaps is why he was parted from you for a while, that you might have him back forever. So now, and I trace this back to us. There are a lot of times we've walked away, we've left the faith. But maybe that's for a reason. Maybe that's for our testimony to be built up. Maybe that's why. And that way now when we come back and we have this true transformation, this true conversion, now we are really on mission and we're able to be more purposeful for the kingdom. So he says, he was parted from you and he may be back forever. No longer as a bond servant, but more than a bondservant, as a beloved brother, especially to me, but how much more to you, both in the flesh and in the Lord. And man, that's so good, because Colossians, of course, he's sending them back to Colossae with this letter and with Onesimus. And when you hear things like no longer as a bondservant, he says take him back now as a brother, not as you being a slave, him being a slave and you being a master, but now we're truly brothers in Christ. And it reminds me of Galatians 3:28, and Paul has talked about this before. He says, there's neither Jew nor Gentile, there's neither slave nor free, there's neither male or female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. And that's the point that he's trying to make to Philemon. But Philemon's a believer, so he probably already understands this. But Paul, this just drives it home. And also in 1 Corinthians 12:13, for we were all baptized by one Spirit, so as to form one body. So he's sending Onesimus back really better than he was before. And he's asking Philemon, in Christ, look, you don't have to treat my brother, my son, as a slave anymore. He's equal. So this is a great lesson on how people should operate together. Whether you're the janitor or the CEO, whether you're a homeless guy or someone that lives in a mansion, whether you're black, you're white, you're Hispanic, you're a Chinese, it doesn't matter. If we're brothers and sisters in Christ, none of that counts anymore. We're one body, we're one faith, and we're one baptism. The sooner that our country, the sooner as our world can get a hold of that, man, the better off we would be. But I'm going to do my part, and I pray that you guys will do the same as well. To treat one another, if you're brothers and sisters in Christ, treat each other as such. Love one another. God bless you.